Well, hello there. My name is HW. Thank you so much for watching Tone Junkie TV. Holy cow, the editor is here. Today is the day. The editor is downloadable. You can get it right now at the Kemper site. And I want to take you on a quick first look, kind of walkthrough of what's in the editor, what I think is awesome, and some little tweaks I hope they make very soon. Okay, so first things first, here you can see my screen. First things first, I was able to update Rig Manager with the Rig Manager software to the newest version. But once you do that, your Rig Manager can no longer communicate with your Kemper. So you need to go download the latest beta OS from the Kemper site, and you need to use a flash drive to update your Kemper, or this will not work. Some people, when they launch, first things first, some people when they launch are seeing this. You either simply expand with this little arrow, or you don't have your Kemper plugged in. So you might not have seen that until you plugged in your Kemper. There's a little arrow at the bottom. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna go under My Profiler, under All Rigs, My Profiler. I've got 787 rigs on this Kemper profile. They're one that I use to make profiles, sits on my desk. And I'm gonna select Deluxe Verb V2. Okay, now here it is. We can see everything. This is all normal Rig Manager stuff, right? It all looks normal, Rig Manager and the stuff. And down below, whoa, what's that? That is the editor, and it's all right here. Okay, let me take you through this signal chain and show you how some of this works. First of all, if you click this little chicken head knob, that's now the rig button. So that's the symbol for rig. These are all the rig parameters that you would get if you click the rig button on the Kemper. It's all here. Transpose, delay and reverb, balance, rig volume. You can click any of these and go up and down just by moving your mouse. And you've got a really great sort of a functional thing here. Now, I wish you could just like double click or something or hit spacebar and go back to 0. You can't do that. At the bottom here though, it shows you your new value and your old value. And if you right click, you can revert parameter to default or revert to the saved value. So I can revert to 0 by clicking either of those because I had it saved as 0 and the default was 0. Let's get into the signal chain, huh? Here's the input. See that little symbol? It means locked. For any of these, if you want to lock or unlock it, you just click on it, come right over here. It's like a little, you get some options right here, and there's a little lock, a padlock. So you can lock or unlock it right there, and it will appear in the signal chain that it's locked. I'm going to leave this unlocked. If you want to engage or disengage any effect, you can use this power button, or you can click the effect itself, just like clicking the button on the Kemper. You also get a little menu button, and this allows you to bring up any other effect. So I can change the effect by just selecting from this drop-down menu. I can do that same thing by just clicking, right-clicking and going under Type. And that would be what you would see by using the Type knob on the Kemper itself. I can also disable, I can lock the compressor with a right click, and that's all very nice. I can also unlock everything. Now, when you hit unlock all, that does not include the input section. That can stay locked for everything, and I believe that's true of the output section as well. So I can click on, I can click off. I've got my same thing, my green screen, my soft shaper. Let's say I want to switch those two. Boom. All I got to do is drag and drop. I can just drag one on top of the other, and it just switches it right over. You might be thinking, HW, well, how do I get new perform? How do I overwrite one of those? I'm going to show you that in one moment. If I come to amplifier section, I want you to see that all of the amplifier section stuff is here. The editor is like the stage, so EQ is now folded into the amplifier section, which I think makes a lot of sense because we've got gain, we've got bass, middle, treble, presence, we've got the EQ position, pre and post. We've got definition, and for all of these, you can always restore back to the previous, to either the default or to the stored value, which is a great sort of option. You know, you can always put it back. So default being 0, and I had the stored value at 2.7, and it tells me that right here. Clarity 2.7, stored value is 2.7. If I change that, you see my previous stored value is memorialized right there. That's a really cool feature. I'm gonna go back to stored value 2.7 because I like the way this rig sounds. I got my cabinet section, same thing. I can see all my stuff still up here, and it's awesome. Now, let me show you how to drag and drop effects in this editor. Every part of the Kemper, effects, cabinets, amplifiers, output and input settings are all now K presets. And K preset is the new file type that we're going to use in the future to trade amp stacks, presets of effects, output and input settings. Every part of these can now be used as a Kemper a K preset file. So to access your presets, here's all presets. I have 716 here because I've got 407 on my profiler, and as a default, 301 are in the Kemper factory content 7. So I think we're going to see more packs here in the future. Maybe you'll get a Tone Junkie pack, which will be the freaking greatest preset pack because we've been making so many presets. Kemper, call me. We can get the Tone Junkie presets up there, and we'll do something fun with that. Okay, now let's say I've got this awesome delay. Here's another awesome delay. Let's take this spring reverb for a minute, and let's save this spring reverb. Now, currently, let's say I've dialed it all in, and I got my high cut and my spectral balance and my high decay all where I want them. Now, there's no way for me currently to rename this something and then save it, except by dragging and dropping it up here. So boom, now I've dropped my spring reverb up here. Now it's called Reverb-65 Deluxe V. It's cutting off the name, probably would say Deluxe Reverb. But now that I've highlighted it, I can come up here and I can rename it HW's Reverb. And you can see in my little list over here, I've made some other HW effects. So now when I want to create, I want to edit these effects, check it out what I can do. I can turn off my green screen. I can grab HW's reverb. I can drop it right there. Let's say I want my cut the mix EQ here. And then I want my HW single delay and then HW's double delay. Okay, so I got my double delay, my single, my graphic EQ, and my spring reverb, right? All HW stuff. Now you can see dual delay. What does it say down here? These up here, the dual delay, single delay, that's all the name of the algorithm. I would love it if they could give us the ability to change these, because I'd love to see it say HW's dual delay, light comp, green boost. You know, I'd love to be able to change what those say so that I can see them separately, you know, just in this editor, and maybe we could even, I guess they don't really show up on the Kemper that way, but I don't know. Let's say, but you can see down here what they're actually called. HW's double delay, HW's single delay. Here's my cut the mix EQ. And if I'm not happy with the order of any of these, I can always drag them around. So let's say I want my spring reverb last, then I want my my graphic EQ, and then whether I have single delay or double delay, I just drag and drop them on top of each other and they start moving around. Look at that. Anywhere I drag it, it'll switch places with the one that I just dragged on top of it. So it's really cool, really easy. It's all right here. We've just got everything. I'm really excited about this. Now, let me show you one thing that how I found out about those K presets. One is they've been in here for a little while, but what we're going to be able to do now, let's say Tone Junkie downloads, is instead of me making a downloadable profile for everybody like I do every week, I usually try to make a couple presets a week and just give them away to people. Instead of having a complete profile, and I'm giving you a free profile that I've already given you, but there's different effects inside, I'll be able to, check this out, pick one of these effects up. I'm going to bring it over here. Now I'm going to bring, look at that. Oh, look at that. Delay-65 Deluxe Verb V2, blah, 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 blah. It's got the date and stuff. .k preset. These .k presets are how we're going to be able to move stuff around, and that includes all sorts of things. Delays, verbs, whatever. We're going to be able to move all of those around. So those are super, super cool. And this is how we're going to be editing a bunch of stuff now on the Kemper. Let me show you one more really cool thing. Output section. Look at all this stuff. We've got all the output options. We can assign inputs, outputs. We've got our space and our cabinet. We can make this stuff, you know, I mean, just do whatever we want. We can lock things, unlock it. I mean, this is just really, really fantastic stuff. Now, how are we going to try different amps? One of the things I love doing is locking everything and just trying different amps. So all I have to do is I can come in here and I can lock all but amp. Now, to me, I really want to lock all but amp and cab, and that includes the EQ. So now all these are locked. I can come back here under local library or my profiler, and look, I got some M-Brit stuff. I can try out an M-Brit profile with the effects that I like. and I can, looks like I got some Amp Factory Andy stuff. I got some Top Jimmy. I'm a fan of Burt. I got this Kemper U, so I got a bunch of stuff on it too. This is a great pack, the Norbury Brook pack. Burt M obviously has some great stuff. Tons of Tone Junkie stuff, tons of stuff maybe I haven't even released. But anyway, tons and tons of Tone Junkie stuff. Some Dr. Z packs. Anyway, great stuff on here. Now let's say I go, well, I want to check out these Pro Sounds. So I can go Pro Sound from Tone Junkie, and you can hear my Kemper, putting out some sound right here next to me. And look what's happening. I'm changing the amplifier, but all my effects are staying the same, which is really fun, really awesome, really great. Now, under my local library, I've got a bunch of stuff saved. I started a little subfolder here for amps, because you can even drag these amps and cabs up, and boom, I've got a cab in there now. That's the Fullerton Pro Sound cab, and maybe I like that cab and I want to put it on some other stuff. I can do that. I can always grab a hyper chorus and bring it down here, and look, now it's locked. It stays locked, but I'm running through amp and cab, and I've got it all right here. I mean, I can change to any type of deluxe reverb I want. I got my 2-rec stuff, love these profiles, and I've got all my effects, and that's really how I use the Kemper on a day-to-day basis when I'm just messing around. Now, let's go to all performances. My profiler. Here's the problem. Well, not a problem, but you just got to be aware of this. Your Kemper has different modes. So I cannot load into editor and preview until I change my Kemper to browse mode. So for those people who said, we have to have the editor, we have to have editor, what if my Kemper's so far away? What if my Kemper's so far away? Just know that if you're going to bounce back and forth from browse mode to profiler mode, you have to switch it on the Kemper. So I'm now going into performance mode off screen here. And now that I'm there, I've got all these different performances loaded. I've got TJ's Reckless Love and HW Knows Tone. And, so here we go. Let's try just a sample performance like this. Look, I can switch this stuff on and off. It's switching on my Kemper. I've got a harmonic pitch shifter here. I've got all my things. Now, I can still do all the same things. I can move these things around. I can change them up. If I want to come back here to my profiler, I can take a 65 Deluxe Reverb, I can copy it, I can come down to my profiler, I can go back to that sample new performance, and I can paste it right here, and boom, I've got it. Now I can do a bunch of different stuff there, and I can do whatever I want. Okay, one more thing I want to point out really quickly that I'm really excited about. If you are in browse mode and you come up here and you come under, you can import rigs, but what's this? Presets. Okay, one more thing that I'm really excited about. We used to have to take impulse responses and convert them through a piece of software called Kemper Cabinet Maker or Kemper Cab Maker. Now, if you're in local library, you can come under here and you can actually hit import impulse responses. Once you do that, it will allow you to pull up all sorts of, it'll allow you to start searching for impulse responses on your computer, and it will automatically convert them. So we can now save those cabs as those IRs as cabs directly in there. So no more Kemper cabinet packs. You can now buy any IR pack, and you don't need to convert it yourself. Now, a lot of people, I had separate cabinet packs. Now Kemper users can just buy the IR packs and use them that way. And it's a super awesome, way to do things. And that way you might want to experiment with different cabinets and different things. There's really so much in here. I think it's really cool the way we've got all this stuff. Performance mode. You can drag things and drop things and do everything you need to do. I mean, you can do all that stuff, and it seems to be a really great way to work. I mean, me personally, I'm still going to be just touching the Kemper for a lot of this stuff, but absolutely, I'm going to open this up and I'm going to be dragging in my presets, because I'm going to go into my Kemper, into my profiler here, and I'm going to be finding all of my stuff that I save, periodically. And I have a lot of things on my other Kemper as well, but HW single delay and the reverb and stuff. And I'm just going to be grabbing some of these Tone Junkie presets. Look at all these cabs. This is what happens when you put in IRs. It saves it as a cab, converts and saves. So we've got cabinet maker capability in here already. We've got reverbs, we've got everything. So we're really, right now, we're gonna be able to take this shimmer blast and go, hey guys, I got a great shimmer verb, and I'm gonna be able to put it up somewhere where you guys can download it. Hopefully we'll be able to get the rig exchange to become like a preset exchange, or we can just transfer them through places like Tone Junkie Store and the Tips and Tricks page, which has a bunch of downloadable presets. But you know, everybody and anybody in the community is going to be able to go, here's my 2 delays I use together, here's my settings for the big muff, here's my EQ that I really love, and it's going to be great. One more thing I will point out is this. Some of the graphic elements in here I really like, but this is one that bothered me. Kemper, we got to get this fixed. Type, this is my cut the mix EQ, and I'm going to go down to equalizer, and I'm going to click graphic equalizer. Does that look like a graphic equalizer to you? It does not look like a graphic equalizer to me. And on the Kemper, you can see sort of the form of the wave that you're putting in. So the EQ curve. And so I would love to see them do that. In fact, if you look, the picture is even like what looks like an EQ curve. So I would love to be able to visualize this EQ curve, because honestly, you can visualize it better on the Kemper than on the current editor. Now, depending on when you watch this video, they may have already fixed it. They already put out a little patch fix today, but I think we are in for some really, really great solid updates. And to be honest, guys, I haven't had this crash on me yet. So I know some people have run into some different challenges, but so far, so good for me. I hope you've enjoyed this first look, this walkthrough. Like, subscribe to the Tone Junkie channel if you get anything out of these videos. I would really appreciate it. It really helps the channel. And I'm gonna have some more videos on the editor, as well as some more tips and tricks that we just recorded today coming up this week. Can't wait to share more presets with you guys. Thanks so much for watching. My name is HW. You've been watching Tone Junkie TV. HW. Oh, we got an editor. Is anyone else super excited? HW, out.